Hi, my name is Patrick Reagan. Welcome to the Operational Procedure series of videos where we discuss backup and restore methods, ticket systems, documentation, and change management. In Part 3, Documents and Documentation covers the various documents used and needed in IT and the importance of documentation. It also covers splash screens and network topology diagrams. For those who are going to take the A+ exam, there are practice questions at the end of the video. If you have not already, subscribe to the Pat Has Your Back channel. In IT, several types of documents should be maintained to support various aspects of operations, governance, compliance, and decision making. These documents help document processes, procedures, configurations, policies, and other critical information necessary for effective IT management. Maintaining comprehensive and up-to-date documentation is essential for ensuring transparency, accountability, efficiency, and compliance in IT operations. It provides valuable reference for IT staff, facilitates knowledge sharing, supports decision making, and helps organizations meet their business objectives effectively. Some key types of documents that IT organizations should maintain is policies and procedures. Policies include document guidelines and rules that define acceptable use, security controls, access permissions, data protection, and other IT-related requirements. Acceptable Use Policy, or AUP, which we discussed in a previous video, defines acceptable and unacceptable uses of organization-owned IT resources, including computers, networks, internet access, email, and software. It specifies guidelines for employee conduct and outlines consequences for policy violations. It often includes statements about the monitoring of computer and network usage, access rights, and privacy expectations. Procedures include step-by-step instructions performing specific tasks such as system configuration, software installations, backup procedures, incident response, and change management. Some important procedure documents which is used by the help desk to ensure that the important steps are not missed and to provide a paper trail include new user setup checklist, end user termination checklist, and procedures for customer installation of software packages. Change control procedures are processes and documentation for requesting, approving, implementing, and reviewing changes to IT systems, infrastructure, applications, and configurations. Change records are records of all authorized changes, including change requests, approvals, implementation, details, rollback plans, and post-change reviews. Incident Response Plan is a documented plan outlining procedures for detecting, responding to, and resolving IT incidents, such as security breaches, system outages, data breaches, and service disruptions. Incident reports are records of all reported incidents, including details of the incident, response actions taken, root cause analysis, remediation steps, and lessons learned. An incident report is a formal document used to record details about an unexpected event, occurrence, or incident that impacts normal operations within an organization. Incident reports are commonly used across various industries, including healthcare, manufacturing, transportation, construction, IT, and security, to document incidents such as accidents, injuries, equipment failures, security breaches, data breaches, customer complaints, or other significant incidents that require investigation, analysis, and resolution. Incident reports play a critical role in incident management, risk management, and continuous improvement within organizations by providing a structured framework for documenting, analyzing, and addressing unexpected events and incidents. Key components of an incident report typically include date and time of incident, incident details, severity and impact, witnesses and personnel involved, actions taken, root cause analysis, recommendations and corrective actions, follow-up and closure, and signatures and approvals. Security policies and standards are documents that outline security requirements, controls, best practices, and compliance obligations for protecting IT assets, data, and systems. We already talked about these in detail in an earlier video. Security risk assessments are documentation of risk assessments, vulnerability scans, penetration tests, reports, and security audits conducted to identify and mitigate security risks. Regulatory compliance documents is documentation of compliance with industry regulations, legal requirements, and contractual obligations related to IT security, data protection, privacy, and governance. Audit reports are records of internal and external audits, assessments, and reviews conducted to evaluate compliance with policies, standards, and regulatory requirements. Regulatory compliance requirements refers to the laws, regulations, standards, and guidelines that organizations must adhere to in order to ensure legal and ethical business practices within their respective industries. These requirements are established by governmental bodies, industry organizations, and regulatory authorities at the local, national, and international levels to protect consumers, safeguard sensitive information, promote fair competition, and mitigate risks. Regulatory compliance requirements can vary significantly depending on factors such as industry, geographic location, type of organization, and nature of business activities. Some common areas covered by the regulatory compliance requirements include data privacy and protection, cybersecurity, financial reporting and transparency, consumer protection, environmental compliance, labor and employment laws, health and safety regulations, and anti-money laundering. A splash screen is the screen that appears when users access a website, application, or digital platform, typically before they can proceed to the main content or functionality. The purpose of the splash screen for regulatory requirements is to inform users about important legal or regulatory information such as term of service, privacy policies, cookie usage, disclaimers, compliance statements, or regulatory disclosures. It might include legal notices, privacy policies, compliance statements, disclaimers and warnings, age verification, cookie consent, and accessibility information. Asset inventory is a comprehensive list of all IT assets owned, leased, or used by an organization, including hardware, software, licenses, and peripherals. Configuration documentation is documentation of hardware and software configurations, settings, versions, licenses, and dependencies for each IT asset. I am a fan of documentation. When I complete a project, create a process or procedure, make changes to a system, I make sure that I update or create the necessary documentation. I do this for several reasons. I'm not the only one that can fix a problem when it occurs, since my team members can access the documentation. Sometimes I will work on something or set something up and it works great. But several years later, I have to do the same thing, and while I have a good memory, I did that item one time several years ago. People leave the company, sometimes expected, sometimes unexpected. Documentations will make sure that all knowledge is transferred. The phrase that is often put out there is, if you get hit by a bus or you win the lottery. If you want to be a superstar, create documentation showing that you really know what you're doing and that you are a leader. And also know what documentation is available so that you can help solve problems more efficiently by using what information is available to you. Part of your asset management documentation, you include a network topology diagram. A network topology diagram is a visual representation of the arrangement of devices, nodes, connections, and communication paths within a computer network. It illustrates how network components are interconnected and how data flows between them. Network topology diagrams are essential for understanding, designing, and troubleshooting networks. Network topology diagrams should include showing routers, switches, firewalls, access points, servers, workstations, printers, and peripherals, and how they are connected together. How LANs, WANs, and screen networks or DMZs are segmented. IP addresses and subnet mask. Labels and annotations. Legends and keys. Note, Most diagrams are typically not going to have all of this in one figure or picture. Question: you discover a new network switch that was not listed in your asset management database or support document when you were troubleshooting some problems. It was installed as part of a new office was added. What should you do to prevent this from happening in the future? Answer: require all network changes, including updating the network diagrams. Question: administrators creating a document that lists the websites that users can access. What kind of document is this? Answer: acceptable use policy. Question: you're creating a network topology diagram. Which of the following is the most appropriate to include? Choose two answers. Answers: a list of network addresses for each device, and a list of the ports on each device and what they are connected to. For more information, visit these sites. In summary, in IT, several types of documents should be maintained to support various aspects of the operations, governance, compliance, and decision making. A splash screen is a screen that appears when users access a website, application, or digital platform, typically before they can proceed to the main content or functionality. A network topology diagram is a visual representation of the arrangement of devices, nodes, connections, and communication paths within a computer network. Thank you for watching this video. The next video will be Operational Procedures, Part 4, Change Management. If you have not already, don't forget to subscribe to the Pat Has Your Back channel. Thank you.